This is a DJI Neo 2, one of the most versatile drones out there. I chucked it in my bag and took it with me for 2 weeks in Spain to try out all of its features, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And so that hopefully by the end of this video you'll know exactly if this is the drone that you need. Well then, but before we go out and actually fly this thing, I'm gonna sit here on my balcony in my nice rocking chair and tell you a little bit about the specs of this drone, starting with the sensor and the gimbal. Now, firstly, you immediately see that this is not a drone meant for professionals. And why is that? Well, let me tell you, there's not a way of connecting an ND filter to this camera without buying aftermarket solutions. Now, the camera is a 1/2 inch sensor with 120 degrees field of view and an f2.2 aperture. It films 4K 60 FPS, which is quite impressive, but with a sensor size this small, I think you're going to lose some detail either in the shadows or in the highlights, depending on what you film, which we're going to test later. Then let's go over to the gimbal, which is improved as opposed to the Neo 1. It's now got an impressive 105-degree tilt downwards and 125-degree tilt upwards. And the gimbal rolls 43 degrees in both directions, which means you can't really use it to make a barrel roll shot, but it does help you nicely when the drone is fighting the wind to keep the camera nice and level. Then let's go over to some other things about this drone. The weight in total with the package, with the image transceiver here to be able to use it with any type of remote control, and this little ND filter is 161 grams, meaning that it stays well over 250 grams and you can fly it pretty much anywhere and you don't need a license. Just register yourself as a drone pilot in Europe and probably also in the USA and you're ready to go. Then there's an impressive 1600 milliamp hour battery in here. Now, as opposed to other FPV drones, the flying structure is made of plastic, so it is kind of bendy, but it's strong enough. I already crashed this when I put the drone into self-follow mode on the mountain bike. It went straight into a tree, and yeah, as you can see, it's unscathed. Then there's two cameras on the bottom and on the top. I think these are 360 view cameras, meaning that these cameras make sure that the drone is avoiding any obstacles. Then on the front, you have a nice little display that shows you the flight mode that it's going to use when you launch it from the hand without using a remote. And on the other side, I think there's a little LiDAR sensor in here. Now with this battery, it should fly up to 18 or 19 minutes as advertised. And I'm going to put it through a hover test and see how long it actually flies. It's got a full battery and I've got my timer here. So let's just put it up in the air and start the timer. We'll see how long it can fly until the timer is out. Now this is a great moment to see just how not still the Neo 2 is hovering. You can see it sway left and right. There was a mild breeze and it was already kind of struggling with it, which spelled doom for later on. 5 minutes in. By now I could see on my remote control that it was already over 50% battery depleted, which meant no way that this guy is gonna reach the advertised 18 minutes. Yeah, so at 11 minutes it says aircraft battery level low, return to home promptly. Well, you are already home, buddy. Just hang in there. It's complaining now. There we go. Landing and stop. So what do we have? We have 11 minutes and 25 seconds on a full battery. So that's a lot shorter than the advertised 19 minutes. Lucky for you, I tested it. Now you know. And with that test out of the way, it was time to head deep into the mountains and bring the Mini 5 Pro along to see just how well the Neo 2 does when using it to film cinematic shots. Round 1 is between the Mini 5 Pro and the Neo 2. These are, I would say, the latest flagship drones of the company in their niche, their price range, what you call it. And so I'm going to see whether or not this little Neo 2 is going to make footage that looks anything like this. Because if it does, this is a far more expensive drone and a far less versatile drone. I'm sure the footage is not going to be as great. It's got a smaller sensor, it's got a less stable platform, but if it's anywhere near it, then I'm going to give the points to the Neo 2 because you can fly FPV with it, and by the press of a button, it does stuff that this definitely needs a remote for, not even to talk about the difference in price. But before I yamble and ramble too much, I'm just going to put them up in the air, put the footage side by side, and let you decide if the Neo 2 wins. Now, by the looks of that, let me tell you, I think this is one massive win for the Neo 2. The footage came out pretty good. Up ahead was a drive just below Granada in Andalusia and a perfect opportunity to test the FPV capabilities of this drone. We have made it. Time to get out of the car. Welcome to the beautiful valley of Le Corin. And in this little town in the distance, Melagis, I will be filming a beautiful 4-star boutique hotel. And why not fly through it with the Neo 2 to show off its capabilities? Now the trained pilot can see that I'm not flying in manual mode here, I am using sport mode. The reason my camera is tilting downwards is because there's a scroll wheel on the DJI remote that perfectly lets you show what you want with the camera. Now, I wasn't flying in manual mode because for some reason the DJI Neo 2 was not happy doing so, and there was a lot of wind here. By the way, look at this restaurant. Now, this restaurant has just recently received a notation in the Michelin guide, and that's all due to this guy cutting a duck breast here. Or was it pigeon? I don't know, I'm not into fancy food. Anyway, that's the occasion why I was invited to film here. Basically, it was a trade. Me and my family could stay for 2 days and get absolutely pampered with great food, good drinks, and obviously very cold air conditioning. And all I had to do was film this place, something that I really want to get better at. So I see this as a massive win. And this also is in line with this new video series that I'm doing, where I'm going to try everything in my ability to become a professional FPV drone pilot. Meaning professional that I'm trying to make some money with it. Do you agree that staying in a hotel like this equates to me actually getting some money? I don't know. Drop a comment down below and tell me what you think. Also, while you're at it, tell me what you think of the hotel. Isn't it amazing? Alright, last sweep through this suite here and turn around for the great reveal. Flying in sports mode with the Neo 2 is super easy. The drone weighs next to nothing, it handles really well inside because there's no wind, and what I like most of all, because it doesn't weigh that much, I don't have to be scared about destroying someone else's property. Back to the valley, just look at that. And here's the hotel one more time. Magnificent. Now, I would say flying FPV means you have to fly in manual mode. So I went to Lanzarote, land of the spring water, or home of the spring water, to see if this drone is any good flying in manual mode. I found a nice castle, so let's give it a go. Alright, let's see whether or not this little Neo 2 can do some full manual FPV flying. If you want to know how to set it up, click on the link above. That's going to be a video for you showing you how to set up your Neo 2 for flying full manual. I already did it. I've got this one on. I've got my little controller around my neck. It's time to see who's going to win. Now, it is a little bit of an unfair comparison because this drone is way more powerful. I have another Cinewoop with me, but the batteries on that one unfortunately are depleted, and without batteries you cannot fly. I found another castle here in the heart of Andalusia, and we're going to see whether or not this guy is fun to fly in FPV and whether or not you can get cool FPV footage. Let's put the goggles on and see what we get. 3, 2, 1, lift off. I must say I was unfortunately not impressed by how this drone handles when you fly it in full manual. It's so light, and thus it really gets tossed around by the wind. Now, there is a lot of wind in these valleys, so maybe I need to try it some other time in a less windy place. And second to that, I found that maybe something was wrong with the tuning of this drone, but it was wobbling quite a lot, going left and right without me changing stick input. So I had to correct for that all the time. Now, while it was fun to fly a slow drone because then it's just kind of easy to hit gaps, I must say the footage that you get from this when flying FPV, it doesn't really feel usable. And I think that's a shame because it kind of subtracts a little bit from the versatility of the Neo 2. So unfortunately, no points for Gryffindor. But let's see how a real FPV drone handles this location. Just look at the difference. Now, sorry for this being the in-goggles version. I totally forgot to put an SD card in here, and the internal storage was full because I tend to forget to put SD cards a lot of the times. But just look at the difference. This is unstabilized footage, and while the Neo 2 had Rocksteady on, and even this looks a lot less shaky and a lot more usable. Now, second to that, the O4 Pro Air unit has a much wider field of view, I think around 165 degrees. That means it's a lot easier to get the whole subject into frame. Some people may not like it, the way it distorts around the edges of the frame, but I think that the Neo is not scoring any points here. I'm sitting here in a bicycle cafe with my trusty laptop editing this video, and I've only now realized that I did not have enough time to talk about the thing that makes this drone really special, and that is its ability to fly without the transceiver module, without any type of controls, by just pressing a button and making it follow you or do some crazy tricks around you. Now, it's not a perfect solution. Even though it has a 360 camera and some AI modules in it, it's not always going to not crash, as you can see or have seen previously when it flew into a bush following me on the mountain bike. Now, considering that, what is my final verdict on the DJI Neo 2? I think it's a great drone. I think it's not the drone for you if you're looking to get that next level aerial footage and you don't mind sitting yourself somewhere while you take the footage. But if you want to be the subject of whatever drone shot you have and you don't want to look silly, looking down at your controller, you can just get this drone and really spice up your vlogs, your family vacation pictures, etc. All you need to do is maybe get the app on your phone, find a preset, click yes, and let the drone do the filming. Now, if you've reached the end of this video, which you did, because this is the end of the video, I want to thank you for watching. And in case you haven't already, hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. For now, thanks for watching. My name's Ori. See you next time. Register.